A jaw-dropping $15,907,799,072 in fraudulent, wasteful, and abusive spending has been pinned on Nebraska's congressional delegation by the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, exposing a cesspool of corruption, kickbacks, and sheer stupidity. Senators Fischer and Pete Ricketts, alongside Representatives Mike Flood, Don Bacon, and Adrian Smith, unanimously approved 100 instances of fiscal recklessness, totaling nearly $16 billion, a sum that's only the tip of their profligate iceberg. DOGE's meticulous report reveals a delegation either too clueless to grasp the scale of their waste or too complicit to care, leaving taxpayers to shoulder the burden of their ineptitude. This $15.9 billion spans absurdities like $50,000 in unused DOD leaflets to monumental failures like a $600 million idle FEMA relief fleet and $580 million in overpriced submarines. The Nebraska delegation's consistent yes votes on these measures, part of a broader pattern of fiscal irresponsibility, reek of collusion with contractors and bureaucrats gorging on public funds. From $4.4 billion in inflated DOD purchases to $5 billion in mothballed FEMA equipment, their approvals suggest kickbacks or willful ignorance, with each delegate's $3,181,559,814.40 share a testament to their negligence. For Nebraska's 1,216,000 voters, that's $13,081.91 apiece. $2,616.38 per delegate, squandered on excesses like $200,000 espresso machines and $149,072 soap dispensers. DOGE's findings paint a delegation too dim or corrupt to question overpriced contracts, redundant projects, or abandoned assets. Their unanimous support for $617 million in unused DOD parts and $4.1 billion in idle FEMA infrastructure hints at a cozy relationship with profiteers, while their failure to scrutinize $500,000 FEMA catering bills reveals an obliviousness bordering on criminal. This isn't just oversight. It's a systemic endorsement of waste, with suspicions of backroom deals and political payoffs swirling around Fischer, Ricketts, Flood, Bacon, and Smith. Their voting record, often in lockstep, or at least 4 or 5 together, implies a unified front in fleecing taxpayers, with untold billions more lost in other configurations DOGE has yet to fully tally. The Nebraska delegation, Senators Fischer and Pete Ricketts, and Representatives Mike Flood, Don Bacon, and Adrian Smith, voted together on spending measures tied to significant federal waste, as detailed in this report. The Department of Government Efficiency has uncovered extensive fraud, waste, and abuse in these expenditures, which represent only a portion of the delegation's overall financial decisions. This analysis highlights their involvement through consistent approvals, pointing to oversight challenges within Congress. The documented list reflects their shared role in these instances, illustrating a broader issue of accountability that extends across legislative practices, with the delegation prominently featured. DOGE's $15.9 billion tally across these 100 items is a damning baseline, exposing themes of negligence, complicity, and systemic breakdown in a Congress too apathetic to safeguard public funds. Critics argue this delegation embodies a toxic mix of stupidity and corruption. Are they too inept to notice $590 million bloated aircraft programs? Or do they simply not care? Their consistent largesse suggests either a staggering lack of competence or a deliberate intent to funnel funds to cronies, with taxpayers as collateral damage. Nebraska voters face an immediate hit: $15.9 billion in borrowed money deepening national debt, while the delegation's obliviousness erodes trust and economic stability. DOGE's work forces a reckoning, casting these lawmakers as poster children for legislative rot in a Congress that normalizes unchecked spending. The fallout is stark. This $15.9 billion misadventure, unanimously backed by a delegation too lax to challenge excess, signals a national failure. DOGE's list is merely the documented tip of their fiscal sins, with more waste lurking in their broader voting patterns. Suspicion festers, kickbacks, collusion, and crime may underpin their decisions, masked by a veneer of incompetence. For Nebraska's 1,216,000 voters, the $13,081.91 bill is a bitter pill, courtesy of a delegation too corrupt or clueless to serve them. DOGE's revelations demand accountability, exposing Fischer, Ricketts, Flood, Bacon, and Smith as architects of a $15.9 billion disaster, and warning of deeper congressional dysfunction yet to be uncovered.